Yes, you got that. Shirley. Okay.
Most important person.
Video. Hi.
Hi, Shirley. I can't wait. Let's get ready to rock and roll.
This is Sophie and Lena. We'll check who are connected now. Okay, it's 1:57. We still have
3 minutes, and there she is.
3 minutes. Hi, Shirley.
She doesn't see us.
No.
Hi, Shirley.
Okay, wait. Give her time. Okay.
How about the video? It's a video.
Sweetie, I'm doing it. Okay.
A sound.
Yeah.
Okay. Vicky.
Yay. I will take off her camera. Okay.
Good. That's perfect. Okay, take off the camera.
Barbara, I did. Okay. Shirley should have. Yes. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Vicky. Take off camera.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm taking off your camera. Yes.
Good. Got it.
Okay, I did it. I stopped it.
Great.
Great.
Shirley, you hear us?
She isn't
Okay.
saying a word.
I'm fixing it. Okay. Make host. Okay. Shirley, she's here. She only have to set her micro. Okay. Stop shot. Yes. Let me come here. Hi, Shirley. Hello. Okay.
She's talking, but you can't hear her.
Okay. Shirley, you have something with your micro. You are here. Yes, we can see video. We can see. Go to her, please, and tell her that we are waiting for her to activate her. Okay? Yes. Okay. It's normal that some of us can lose, okay, voice or, okay, make a host, rename, put in waiting room, okay. Yes. Say her, activate your micro.
I did on her private, now I'm doing it here.
Okay. Okay, go. Tell her to activate. She is okay. Okay. Everything is set. She only has to set up her micro. Okay, we have Shirley now, and we're waiting for all other members to join us. Okay. We're contacting them via Messenger.
Vicky?
Vicky is went off, but I'm waiting for her to come back. You can see, Lynn, we are here, okay, with no video, and Shirley is here. Can you see this? There was no micro, right? She should fix her micro.
I tended to note.
Okay, well,
she saw this.
Okay.
The courts are there with Kristen. So
what?
They're
What? They Hi, Mohammed. Hi, Barbara. Yes.
Don't hear us.
Okay.
Unmute everybody. You muted them.
We're at the start, baby. Please, I should mute them all. Okay.
Hi.
Hi, Barbara.
Happy New Year. We hear somebody.
Hi, Duffy. Hi, Lynn.
Hi, how are you?
We're here.
I'm okay.
Okay, great.
So we have Barbara. Mohammed, can you hear me?
You're pretty well. Great.
Okay.
Hi, Mohammed.
Shirley, are you there?
She's there.
Okay. She's busy with something. We just want her to connect her micro. She has a problem with her micro. We are fixing it, okay?
To email.
Okay. Lynn contacted her. So let me see. Make call.
Hello.
Hi, we
Yeah.
got her
Hi,
now.
Shirley.
Okay, the story.
Jiminy Christmas. What a mess.
That's good. Oh, okay.
You know, I mean, they're messing with us already. You mentioned helping vote, and they start sending bots and everything.
Great, Shirley. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
I can only see me. How come I can only see me?
Okay. Well, I don't know. Don't worry about looking at us. You're here as a guest speaker, and that's the important thing.
Mohammed, Barbara, are
Hi.
here.
Hi.
Well, I'm going to if you stop talking.
Stop.
Okay. Today we're very fortunate to have Shirley discussing how to get the vote out and getting the vote out. And Mohammed, I want you to listen because at the end I'm going to ask you what this made you think of and why it's important to vote. And it's if you don't vote, you're giving the other party an extra vote. That's the way I look at it. Okay, Barbara.
Hi, Lynn. You look wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm getting there.
She always looks wonderful.
Okay. So now I want to tell you. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Hi. Hi,
Okay.
Barbara.
Shirley.
Hi, Tofi.
You
Hi,
tell me
Tofi.
Okay, go ahead.
Many years ago, I met a wonderful woman online. One of them was Barbara. Another one was Shirley.
And I met you too.
Yeah, another one was Vicky. So, and Shirley, it was different because it became very political. We became involved in many of the same actions and in many of the same thoughts. So I wanted Shirley today to talk a little bit about getting the vote out. And I'm very interested in hearing Mohammed's reaction to this. Okay, go ahead, Shirley. We're not going to interrupt you.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I have nothing planned.
Can we wait for?
No, we're not waiting.
Okay.
You see my teeth?
Okay,
I'm allergic to mornings.
You're allergic to mornings.
When in the 70s, when I was teaching down here,
Yeah.
one of my special ed students presented me with a cup. And that's the first time I ever saw it. It's a Snoopy cup, and it says, "I'm allergic to mornings."
Well, I could understand that.
Okay.
But I'm here. And I had a chance to check out some quick news before I started getting ready for this. And I have ice running through my veins right now. They're not, the Trump administration, the right wing, the Republicans are not hiding what they're doing. Trump was on Fox and Friends, or Fox this morning, and said, yes, we're slowing up the mail. We're not going to fund the post office. We're slowing up the mail because that way people will not be able to vote by mail.
That's horrible.
Horrible. We've seen all the shades of fascism pouring through this man for the last 4 years. Now it's right there in black and white on paper. And in his tweets and his conversation this morning on Fox, the Democrats are begging for more money for the post office. And of course, they're not going to allow that. This is the most, I just can't believe what I'm watching.
I never watch Fox.
Never.
Well,
I've never watched it in my life.
Fox is not in our, we bypass, we don't have anything to do with Fox. I read this on a message this morning, what Trump said on Fox and Friends this morning. Boldly admitted we're doing what we can to stop people from voting by mail.
So, what's the procedure of voting through email?
That you're not voting through email, you're voting through mail.
Mail, okay. Can you give me a clue, please?
You see this? This
Yeah.
is the LA Times morning.
Right.
Mhm.
There's Kamala, big deal because she's from here. And they're already starting to call her, like, they're even talking about her birther. They're bringing up the birth.
Oh,
Was she
please.
really born?
Oh my
I can't.
God.
It's same old playbook.
That's stupid.
How could she be half Jamaican and half Indian and possibly have been born in this country?
That's what this
It's
country is
insane.
made of.
We're in. I don't think this is alarming anymore. We are in a real dangerous place. Really dangerous, and we've got to get as many people out to vote as possible. I wanted to share with you, a couple of things that I've done in the past. For years, leading up to elections, I have gone to the post office, and picked up all the voter registration forms that I could get out of the post office.
Hmm.
And when I go to, you're not going to Starbucks, going in, at least out here, but I
We
would
can't go
ask,
in either.
all kids, are you registered to vote? No, I don't know how to vote. I don't know how to register. Oh, hold on just a minute. I go out to my car and I get a voter registration. And I said, just fill this out and answer the questions. I'll even write it for you. You have to sign it. And now you're registered to vote. That seems pretty old school with what they're doing now. There is a website that a friend of mine came across, and my brother Frank and I are all going to do this. So you might want to jot this down.
Yes, I'm here.
www.voteforward.org.
Okay, just a minute, wait.
Sure.
Okay.
www.
Okay.
Voteforward.org.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I can share with you screen and write it, okay? Can I show you, Shirley? Everything
Can you
you
show me
want
what?
to open the shot so you can write everything you want. What we call share screen.
I don't
Okay.
understand.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm-
Go.
I got it. I'm
Nothing.
sure Barbara has it too.
Okay.
I got it. I got it.
This is all there. If you sign up for this, you can. I just love this. They will provide a template
Thank
for a
you.
letter. All you have to do is send this letter to as many people as possible, and you'll get a whole list. Requesting that they vote and why they need to vote. I keep losing you. I don't know what's wrong. And there's the whole point is these are going to middle of the road voters, undecided voters, not sure to vote. And the template will, we don't have to add anything to it unless you want to, but just getting this out and emailing these to people across the country. They have hundreds of thousands of names that they want to letters to these people. And I think this is a really cool new thing.
Okay,
We don't rely on them for it. We email it, and it's going to people that are undecided. I know personally in my circle, I don't know anybody who's undecided. So it's like I'm seeing the same people over and over, especially now that I'm, still not working. I just found this to be so impressive. And it was a friend of mine, an African-American woman, my African-American friend, my sister from another mother, Helen, sent this to me and said, go for this. And so we've all signed up to do it. And that's the newest, most progressive thing I found that they can't hack, at least for now.
Okay. Yes, I want to just a clue because I'm not citizen here, and I want to know. Lately, we heard that Trump is against voting by mail, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so
Yeah, he says it in the article,
thank you.
please listen, he has bold-faced admitted it today.
Okay.
The only way that we can control the vote,
Yes.
why do I keep losing it, is to not allow people to vote. He just flat out said that on Fox and Friends this morning.
Yes.
I'm
and
not quoting him exactly, but that was those,
people didn't
he said,
go to do
or the
voting.
post office to slow down now for 2 months. And I don't know about you, but our mail's really slowed down.
Yeah.
We get mail every day, but Sunday, all of a sudden, we haven't been getting mail on Mondays. We haven't had any mail. None.
Mail too.
Yeah.
Monday after Monday after Monday. The slowdown has been ordered. They're telling you guys, you leave on time, even if your truck isn't full. You leave on time and you go deliver the mail that you have. The sabotage
Yeah, my
is so
husband was,
bold.
yeah, my husband was a postman for 31 years, and he knows
Oh,
how
God
it
bless.
works in the post office. But we here in East Haven, Connecticut, if we vote by mail, we have boxes where we can drop our ballots off.
Of course.
Yeah. So in fact, and that's what we did for
Primary?
the primary. So
Okay.
Yeah.
we are still debating whether we can do vote by mail. And I'm hoping that'll happen because who knows what November will bring, weather or COVID.
That's
So
right.
we're hoping it'll
Well,
happen. Because they're still discussing
the
whether it can be done.
highest position in the land had the Postmaster General fired. He installed this billionaire who has
Right,
ownership
I
in
know all about it.
UPS,
Yep.
and FedEx.
My husband follows
And-
it a lot, you know.
Yeah, so not everybody knows this.
Yeah.
We can't just assume anything at this point
Right.
because, especially in the boldness of Trump's statement,
Oh, I know.
he's not even fighting it anymore.
Right. And
We are
COVID,
going to do what we can to slow down vote by mail.
what I did last election was I did phone bank.
Yeah. Oh, there
Yeah.
you go.
I've done phone banks for years, but this is a really cool thing because I mean, if you
Sounds better.
the first in 2008, I did the phone banks here in Long Beach for Barack Obama, and I delivered when they asked what area, I said I'll take the South. Oh boy!
You know, you're
Yeah, right, exactly.
I
Okay,
can't tell you
Shirley,
people
Shirley,
took
how do
phones
you-
out on me.
what do you think of COVID and the as far as the election goes? How will I think this will be an impact.
It's
Our
a huge
governor in
impact.
Connecticut is trying to decide what our people are going to do because of COVID and because of the elderly population. And
Right.
it seems to me that most governors can control that and say, yes, we're going to have vote by mail. So we'll see what happens. And I'm hoping most Democratic governors will do that.
I hope so
Sure.
too, because I really don't want to.
Problem is that this president doesn't have any problems. He bold-faced decides executive orders,
Right.
and boom, that's it.
ridiculous.
He's been overriding everything, everything that's progressive. It had to do with Obama, and now he's on to Kamala Harris. It's just, I can't even believe it. I think I can't imagine what my dad would be thinking right now.
Mm.
I thought in 2 quarters, set my butt in a POW camp for 3.5 years, and you're not going to let the people vote?
Doesn't make any sense. First
So
of all, I don't think he has the right. And
I don't either.
I mean, I don't think he can touch this. It depends
No.
on the governance.
Well, but you understand how he's sabotaging it already? My
Well,
own postman.
Say that doesn't mean it's going to work for him.
what the Constitution?
My postman, they were told to slow down the mail, and he said, no, because they're slowing it down for us. That's why you're not getting mail on Mondays.
See,
What?
we haven't had a problem here in Connecticut. We're getting our mail normally like we always do. I'm sure it's the rural people that aren't getting it, but they've always had a problem with. Yeah.
Well,
I'm
Long Beach is off is not rural.
As I used to.
They're really messing with the mail out here.
Well, I can imagine out there, you know,
Yeah. California, right?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're a target.
Yeah, I know you are.
Slow down the mail. When I read this morning, that they're actually being told you show up at 7:30 to load up your truck. If you can't get all the mail, then you just leave.
Leave it
At
behind,
8 o'clock.
yeah. But you know what, Shirley? That's always been the way. My husband worked for 31 years. And he was also told not to just do so much and then that's it. So it's not anything new.
You hear that, Shirley?
Seems pretty new to me. I
Well,
have to tell you,
you wouldn't know unless there's something contentious like what's happening now with Trump.
Yeah.
And you know what he's going to do? He's going to slow down his own mail for people that want to vote for him. That's ridiculous.
Oh, good point.
It makes no sense to me at all.
Shirley,
So, I'm sorry, Cody. Yes.
is California state a pro-democratic state or pro-Republican?
Are they Republicans in California or Democrats?
California.
That's what he's asking.
Say that again.
Okay, he's asking if California is mainly Republicans or Democrats.
Oh
No, mostly Democrats.
Here.
I thought.
Yeah.
He hates us. We're a blue state. Are you kidding? Kamala
You're a
Harris
blue
comes
state,
to run here.
Yes. Yes.
He hates us. He has punished us. He is the number one reason that he immediately stopped the EPA from moving forward on clean air that was
Yeah.
and backed off of that and eliminated that was because of California.
Oh.
We had our own regulations. When you come in here, you move here, you have to have your car smog checked, and if it doesn't meet, then you cannot drive that car. They used to put catalytic converters on them, but now most, the automobile companies have been sending EPA, Barack Obama EPA cars out here. We have the number one most automobiles on the road at any given time. And I have pictures of, not even before I lived here, of LA before the Clean Air Act started. It's taken from a hill looking down on Los Angeles. You can't see anything. And then the LA Times
Had a lot of pollution out there. Yeah.
Well, yeah, now because of all the regulations with automobiles, I see picture after picture where you could see downtown Los Angeles, sometimes right here in Long Beach.
Right.
It's massively improved, and he's sabotaging that over and over and over.
Mm.
Okay, so if you had to give somebody a message about why it's important to vote, what would you say? Let's say you were teaching a class, because we have a student here, Mohammed.
Yeah.
Let's say you were teaching.
Muhammad
What would you tell
always had white men have always had the right to vote. Women only gained the right to vote 100 years ago this year.
Wow, yeah.
People of color have fought. John Lewis was all about that.
Yep.
That was for the right to vote. When LBJ signed the Voting Rights Act that allowed blacks to vote, he said, that was the Civil Rights Act. He said a very memorable thing. He said, we've lost the South for 30 years.
Oh my God.
That was what was that, in 1972, maybe? No. Because he dropped out before the 68 election. So it was right around 65, 66, when he signed the Voting Rights Act. We have never had the South back since then. We didn't lose it for 30 years. We're 50 years into this, and we still have lost the South.
No.
The most.
Yes, we need to vote. Anyway,
Yes.
everyone must go and vote.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Cannot come again for 4 more years. That's it.
I cannot imagine, and I still don't understand why people.
Mohammed, I'm coming for you, Mohammed, okay?
Why people don't vote when it's voting is like a privilege.
Yes, it's our privilege. Yes.
I didn't understand that. Bob.
I don't either. I don't either. I've always voted. I'm going
Me
to have
too.
to get off pretty soon, but Shirley, it's very interesting. Maybe we can do it again, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, that whatever. I mean, I'm just, there's not a whole lot to say about this. We can go back through our history, the men, the women, the people of color who have fought to get the right to vote. I mean, if you imagine that this country is over 300 years old, and it's only been 100 years this year that women can vote. How any woman not vote makes me crazy.
Makes me sick. That's it. It makes me absolutely sick. Okay. We have a wonderful student here. You weren't here to hear him the other day, but he is just absolutely amazing.
I heard about. I need him.
This is Mohammed.
Where are you?
Shirley. Mohammed, tell her where you're from.
Okay.
I'm from Algeria and I'm 12 years old. I really love speaking English. I make motivational speeches and motivational videos on YouTube. And I really do.
Okay.
Are you seeing my mouth drop to the floor?
I'm watching you. I'm going to get it. That's how I was the first time I listened to him.
Yeah.
Okay, Mohammed.
40
How did you
12-year-old body?
12.
12.
Going on 100. Mohammed,
40-year-old man in a 12-year-old body.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mohammed, that's a compliment. How did you feel, Mohammed, when you listened to Shirley?
Really interesting that every single piece of information she let out. I was kind of a little bit, at the beginning, I kind of didn't understand it because I'm not that much of a political person. But I do watch the news with my dad, and he basically tells me everything about it. Because, when you grow up, you got to know about politics and whatnot.
Yeah.
And that was really interesting. I heard that Trump is a cheeky guy, and, he tried it to stop the people from voting on mail.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what I got from that everything she said.
And by the way, COVID is still around, which I think it probably will be. It's going to be very dangerous to stand in long lines and vote. Now, I know that Barbara doesn't have to do that in Connecticut, but out here, I voted in the primary. I probably stood in the line for 2 hours to vote. There were computer issues. That was just one little polling place in Long Beach, and we're a city of over 500,000 people.
Didn't I vote?
I never voted by mail because I love to go to the poll and vote, but I'm voting by mail.
I think you're better off voting online.
I love to. I'm so. I've had millions of issues with my father, but a lot of what's happened in the last 4 years with Trump has helped heal some of those final divisions because of what he suffered. Just my dad fighting the Nazis at D-Day and at Battle of the Bulge, and then coming back here, and in 1950 sent to Korea, one of Trump's favorite places, and being captured by the Chinese 2 months into a month into the conflict. He was a POW for 3.5 years.
Wow.
Up in China. They marched. There was a mass unit. They broke the Geneva Convention. This is why we have to vote. People put their lives on the line. Out of 121 medics and doctors that were captured in that event, only 19 alive.
I really can't.
Joseph McCarthy ordered all of those 19 men, including my father, to testify before him in the Senate Subcommittee on Un-American Activities.
I think speaking like a Moroccan or the Cuban Arab, the same thing happened in our countries. I speak about Morocco, but it's different. Everyone is invited to vote, sure. But because of the deterioration of economic life, people don't want to vote at all. Not because of the elected people, but they don't want to go vote. Here in USA, it's different. You see, they plan to stop people to vote so they can have great percentage in getting the elections. So in my country, it's different. But um, can you imagine that the last government, the last party who won, he's now two elections the winner. The first election, they did good for the country. They have good program and not 100% democracy, but they did good job. So the second election, when they had 5 years, you know what happened? No one voted. I mean, many of people voted, and other parties they won because these people who want to go and they didn't go at
That's
all.
terrible.
So it's
Giving
different.
up-
It's about Algeria.
Exactly.
It's about Algeria. We are not
Well,
speaking
let Shirley
politics.
talk. You're interrupting her. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Shirley.
sorry.
Go ahead,
I'm
Shirley.
just saying this is what they're doing right now. Right
Yes.
here in this country. Supposedly the leader of the free world, the most Democrat. That's bullshit. This man has turned this country upside down. And if he gets 4 more years,
Oh, go
we're going to
ahead.
be going to Trump. He may be president for life. This is so critical. I don't know if we can scare people into that. I only have one friend who doesn't vote. And I cannot believe
One thing, dividing all Americans. This is his what this is his success. He divided.
Racism
Yeah.
and tension
Yeah.
and all that. Well, my problem is, and this is what I brought up to you before, Shirley. My problem is that in the time of COVID, where people aren't going to go out, especially people, let's say, that aren't that intelligent, that don't know that much about the elections, they don't want to go out, they don't want to go to the polls, and maybe they don't understand how to vote. So my question is, how in a time of COVID can we get the word out?
that's why I gave you this website.
Okay, well, that's where definitely, I'm not talking
yeah.
about somebody like me. You
No.
can be sure that I'm voting. But the point is, it's for somebody who doesn't know.
No, this isn't about you. This is about you participating and reaching
Other people,
people.
what I want. That's
That is this. Any of us who sign up for this, we're definitely going to vote.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But this, by the way, I didn't tell you. These are all undecided between red and blue.
Okay.
Okay.
Not Trumpers. They're not that far right-wing fascist group. They have found groups of people, identified them. They're unsure. They don't know if they're going to vote blue or red, Trump or Biden. And this is a letter, a template that voteforward.org created. All we have to do is mail it.
Okay.
Sign up to, and then mail that to as many people on the list as we can. You get a list.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to do it. I'm certainly going to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what else can do.
No, I don't think there's anything else. If I was teaching and my schools were open, I'd be able to get out there and tell the kids and the parents how important it is to get the vote out. I did it last time, but here schools still aren't open. Who knows when they're going to open? And
I know.
we're between a rock and a hard. Mohammed, this is a good question for you. Have your schools opened yet?
I was quarantine came into our country. So say March. And so we haven't been to school, and I don't think they would open yet, even after quarantine, we're going to have to be in full-on lockdown. So maybe there's a virus somewhere, and the virus has stopped. Say the virus has stopped all around our country, or maybe hopefully the world, and maybe somebody with the COVID virus touched something before they knew, and maybe it was say one of the few last people of COVID. So they get in the hospital, they get cured or something like that. COVID's gone, but we have to go in full-on lockdown. We have to sanitize everywhere around the globe or the country. So to be sure, 100% that COVID-19 is no longer in contact with us. And also, obviously, October is when our country's schools are going to open up because we obviously have to catch up to our future. And I still don't get what schools are made for.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Shirley, you have a question for Mohammed?
Yeah, I was going to ask, what is the population? He's in Morocco, right?
No, Algeria.
Algeria.
Okay,
Algeria.
Algeria.
Is about 40 million people or above.
Okay.
Okay.
California alone has 40 million people.
Wow. Within the United States, it would be a state.
So you've got states like California and New York that are just packed with people. And then you've got states like Wyoming and Montana that maybe the total population of the state is 250,000.
Right, okay.
My city, Long Beach, has more people in it because we have over 500,000 people in Long Beach.
Wow.
That's just one little coastal city in California. LA is like 4 million people.
Okay.
So you can see the immenseness is trying to reach absolutely, utterly millions upon millions of people. And I think we have a terrible voting record, whether it's in something like this. For some reason, once we got out of the Vietnam War and kind of once Reagan came around, we just started losing interest. And I don't vote. I don't need to vote. Nothing changes. Da 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 da.
That's what you said.
Yeah.
We did a lot with my kids. Get the vote out. We send messages to our parents, especially for the last, not the primary, but the real election. We really.
I think what this group is doing is helping us reach people we never would reach. As I said, I have one person after that, and she's a dear friend. I babysat her dog yesterday, but she refuses to vote, and she can't give me a logical reason. She just doesn't want to vote. She said, I just don't want to be involved in it. I don't know enough.
Well, then you show you Trump. Trump.
I just want to bang her on the head sometimes.
I know.
But I love her dear. And I mean, 4 years ago, 3.5, 4 years ago, I gave her a ballot. I gave her a voter registration. I did exactly what I told you I do. I brought one in from the car. I said, all we have to do is just answer these questions and then you sign it. Just don't you ever do that to me again. I mean it, Shirley. Never want you to do this again. I do not want to vote.
And that's a terrible thing, but you can't force people.
Yes.
No, and you know what?
Hello, sir.
She's not. She's a hairdresser. She makes good money. But her mother had a massive stroke when she was 42. And her mother has been under the care of federal and state programs ever since.
And what
She
is that?
lives. She absolutely cannot walk. Her headspace is really good. She's sharp as a tack. That alone, I said to her one time, do you know how much it would cost you if you didn't have the government support for your mother in state-run nursing homes? I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, you know what? You can't win with people like that.
No, you can't.
I don't pick the battles that I can win. I pick the battles that I can win.
Yeah, that's why I think this is a clever new way to reach people.
That's right. You have to leave these people alone just to make sure they get to the ballot. And if you can't, then you can't. But that's why I'm going to go to this place. This place sounds like a place where I can do constructive work.
Yeah, I hope so. I came across between breaking news on my phone and in the newspaper 4 different articles about Trump suppressing the vote. This is planned. He fired the previous postal inspector. He brought in this guy who has stock and UPS and FedEx doesn't want us to vote.
Well,
Not by mail.
well, you know what? He can do just so much, and he can't, I really don't believe that there's very much he could do when it comes to this.
Well, the thing is, Lynn, he's already doing it.
I
The way
understand
he's
what he's doing now, but when it comes to voting, people will go to the polls and they'll override what he says. And I think he's trying to get people off. I'm just praying we don't have another 4 years.
Yeah, me too. Can't. I don't think we can survive it.
I don't know. Look what he's done already. I think he's doing it. Yeah.
Can we go to Morocco?
I think we
Sure,
should go
come,
anywhere
yeah,
but here.
anytime,
This is worse
anytime.
than a third world country by now.
No, yeah, but people are friendly, and you will love all the regions because we have summer, winter, autumn,
You don't want to be there in the
and
summer ever.
spring everywhere. And
Not summer.
the tourism is well promoted there, but
Yeah.
only for 1-2 weeks. You can't live there
Right.
forever.
Okay, so right.
And if you would like to plan
You can always go to
Let us
London
come here.
for a vacation. Or Finland.
Come to New York.
I'm in New York, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we heard from
Yeah.
Mohammed about what he thought,
Yes.
and we all know how I think, and we know how Miss Shirley thinks.
Yeah.
And next week we will have Tuesday's poetry with Lynn and a few others, and Thursday we're waiting for Mr. Mohammed to tell us what he would like to do. I think he said, bullying. Bullying.
Okay, Mohammed, close this meeting. Close it.
Okay, we want to hear your last thoughts, Mohammed.
Yes.
Okay, so I think we all agree on the vote is that, well, I don't have anything to do with this because I'm a kid, first of all.
Yes.
If you want to enjoy today's meeting, I mean, I'm not the host, but have a great weekend and have a great week. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And next time I'm going to be doing bullying, and wait for next time because I have prepared great stuff about bullying, especially since it's been going around like everywhere now. And I really think these are great meetings. I can get a ton amount of knowledge out of just a couple of phrases in these meetings. And I just love this. It's a really great thing. Thank you so much. Next time, maybe I'll surprise you again with another interesting subject, and I hope you guys like this. Bye.
Okay, bye, Mohammed.
Thank you.
Okay, Shirley. Thank you.
Can I say one more thing?
You can say
Yes,
4 more
go ahead.
things. Go ahead.
For a long time, I went to a really cool, I just loved it. It was a non-denominational spiritual center up in Santa Monica, largely, primarily African-American people. The minister at the time became way too popular and became one of Oprah's advisors, and he became famous. He was part of the book The Secret, and his head just got bigger and bigger, and eventually people like me just said, I'm done with this, But I'll never forget in the when South Africa got the right, the blacks got the right to vote. He was a poll watcher. He went to South Africa to be a poll watcher. This was before he was famous. And he came back, and really, his tears are streaming down my face. He said, we watched people line up for 2 weeks, for 2 weeks to cast their first vote ever. He said it was, and then he looked out at all of us. He said, how many of you would stand in a line for 2 weeks?
I wouldn't.
You won't even stand in a line for a half an hour. We have to vote. It is really more than anything. It's our most democratic gift. And I don't mean that Democratic Party. In order to maintain.
Doesn't matter who you're voting for, you have to vote. That's it.
When he told us about this, just to kind of visualize the South African people who had never been able to vote before, 2 weeks standing in line.
Yeah, the system.
Why
The system.
can't we just go do this?
Nothing, it's terrible.
Okay, we
Okay,
hope
whatever.
that,
We have to hope that we get
Yeah.
what we want, and if we don't, we'll be struggling through this more. Sure.
Well, the biggest turnout I've ever seen was the first time Barack was elected in 2008. I had tears streaming down my face, and the line was wrapped around this building. It was just our little polling place. It was a big old church, and the line was wrapped completely around the block and then up the stairs. And there wasn't anybody in that line who wasn't going to vote for Barack, and we were just so excited. But the last time I
That was a wonderful
Yeah.
one.
was much more disturbing.
And look what we have now. So I think that's the real, the realism. And the others
Yeah.
will. Okay, Shirley, thank you for your presentation. We hope to see you again.
yes.
Okay, Shirley, you've had a month. I've discussed it with you already. Women facing trauma.
Okay.
And you like
Trauma,
trauma?
Okay.
Trauma in any way, okay?
your neighbor
Okay.
is
Uh,
half my. He's a wonderful young man. He's a bartender for 2 different bars. He hasn't worked like me since March. And we bumped into each other yesterday, and he told me that he just had an almost complete breakdown. And so he went to his doctor and he got medication. I said, I had to do the same thing. I melted into the couch, just staring at the walls, going, "Oh my God, oh my God." This has really taken a toll on so many people, so many ways. and not just financially, but psychologically and emotionally, and nervous conditions, anxiety.
Oh, you have to do what works
Yeah.
for you. Remember the topic, Shirley.
I'll tell you this: Kamala Harris, I think, will mow Mike Pence down into his holy ground.
I hope
He
so.
might have to be there with him.
I hope so.
okay.
Okay, everyone. Goodbye, and thank you so much for coming.
Okay.
Love
Bye.
you. I love.
Okay. See you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Ciao. Ciao.